Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's book review is about a book called The Way of Creating a Thick and Strong Game. The book looks like this, and then on the cover there is this nice picture of goldfish. So, shall we talk about the book? So, the first thing, the author of the book is Hane Naoki, 9-dan professional from Japan. Hane is his family name, so in the Western world you might be more familiar with Naoki Hane. And he is still a very active player. He became one of the top players in mid 1990s, and then he was very active in international scene in like early 2000, I think. And he's still active, but I don't see him as much now in international tournaments, but mostly in Japanese domestic tournaments. When I was a new pro in 2004 to 2006, around that time I was recording a lot of professional games in international tournaments. It's common practice that new pros would be the game recorder at the international professional tournaments. And then I remember recording a few of Hane Naoki 9-dan's games. I think he was playing against Park Young-hoon 9-dan once, and then I remember like enjoying that game as I was working. So anyway, he is a very famous pro, and the book is about game commentaries. So we can see 22 games of Hane Naoki with his own explanations. The difficulty level is very hard to say because the explanations are very clear and not difficult to understand. So I could almost say all levels, but probably if you are only a beginner, the things can be a little bit confusing. So I guess ideally single digit Q maybe. And then even if you are a low dan players, you can still study this book. If you are high dan players, like very strong amateurs, then you might wanna check out more recent games because these games are a little old. But anyway, so that's the book level, and then it's very straightforward, full game commentaries. Although some games are omitted in the end, but mostly because those last moves were insignificant. And the structure of the book, there are 3 chapters, and the first chapter has the games from the time he was not pro yet, like as an insei. And the second chapter, he has the games from like his early stage as a pro. And the third chapter has the games from like title matches or major tournaments. And all together, there are 22 games. And then the writing style, I kind of like it because it's very intimate, his own like narrative style. I'll give you some examples as I am also showing you the sample of the book. So let's see. So this is the 11th game from chapter 2. And then I liked this game because it has like very personal remarks. Let's see. Let me read you a little bit. I didn't know that his father was a professional 9-dan player. But the game commentary starts with this. My father, Yasumasa 9-dan, won this tournament 4 times. This is Japanese domestic tournament. if I won this game, it would be a case of a father and a child taking the same title. Perhaps it shows a lack of sensitivity, but in the tournament world, it is considered an advantage to be able to play without being conscious of that sort of thing. And then I really liked this part because I couldn't agree more. In Go, somehow if you are conscious about the importance of the game, you really want to win, then very often it has a negative effect on your game. I don't know why. Like when the games are so important, although I try to just focus on the game, I would sometimes freeze or I would overplay. So if you can ignore those things, then it is an advantage because you are not distracted. So shall we see the game? Hane Naoki, then 7 dan is white. So let's see. Black started with 3 star points format. Oh, and then the book doesn't give you much explanations on the first moves around here. I guess it was not like very special at the time. But I also found this move very interesting. But anyway, so it went like that. And then after this is the first diagram, and then I'm turning the page. And oh, and there's another remark over here. His opponent in this game is Nakano Hironari, then the title holder. It says this. Nakano is an elder colleague of the Shimamura Dojo. Dojo is a Japanese term for Go school. Or not actually not only Go school but any kind of like a very serious training place. I heard that even martial arts also use the term dojo. Yeah, I didn't know about that. I thought dojo was Go school. But anyway, he has a free and easy style of playing, rich in strategic ideas, and there is much to be learned from him. In this game, from the opening on, that playing style was quite apparent. So, free and easy style of playing. I guess this kind of move is a freestyle. Not very common, right? So, yeah, this is very personal remark. And then let's see. Black came over here. This is also unusual, but it seems like a cool move. And then after that, black would usually answer like this or that. But in the actual game, black came over here. Quite nice. And then, of course, white cut here. And black came this way. And then exchanged this one. Probably to make these two stones lighter. And then came over here. Then white connected over here to reduce this potential over here. And then black came over here. Then white invaded and black approached here. And then white came over here. And then there is a big bold font explanations about this move. I wonder if you can see, but there's this bold area. It says this. There's no reason why a move like white 30, this one, should be played right away. But this is the kind of thick and strong maneuver that I like. By making the position thick here, expansion of black's position on the lower side is restrained. So, yeah, he's saying this is his style of move. It does seem a little slow, but I agree that it is a thick choice. And then after that, black comes over here and then starts a call like that. And then there is a diagram about this move. saying that if black comes over here, white would choose to take the outside. And then the result of this is satisfying for white. So black couldn't do that. So they started a call, and then at this time black doesn't have strong enough code thread. I mean, if this was the direct call, black could do something like this, and then this is big enough, so white would probably answer, and then black can do that. But the problem is that when white uses a casual code thread like this, black can't really do that because there's no other code thread. This was kind of the only big one. And then if black can only connect over here, then this is not much. Black needs to be able to start another call. But as you can see, there's no code thread. So that's why it was tricky for black to do any code threads. And then the book says this would be a common idea, but then when white connects, the result is not good for black. So in the actual game, black came over here, and then the book says this was an interesting move. And after that, white comes over here, and then captures this one stone, and then black connects, and white takes this one, and black takes the call, and then at this point white just blocks over here. So here black doesn't really want to connect, but then starting another call is also difficult. So black leaves over here and then just come over here, which is a big place. Oh, and then there's this also interesting quote over here. It says, whether the opponent wishes to or not, the thickness of this one of marked stone must be recognized. The opponent is compared to match its effect. So basically it's saying, see, this stone is at the good place. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Well, I guess that's right. It's at the good place. So anyway, in the actual game, white came over here. And then the book continues on commenting this game, but I'm going to stop over here because I think you can get a sense until now. And about the game, eventually white won by resignation. So this was the book Hane Naoki Ninedan's game commentary. And I thought this book was quite interesting, especially if you like his playing style being like very thick and strong. So this is all for this time, and I think you enjoyed watching my book review. Thank you for watching.